Ron, we're back. Question number 2 from a member is, Ron, will the soul eventually need to ascend to different galaxies? And how can we exit the current 3D Earth permanently through the solar flash?
An interesting question. There's an assumption here that things are happening to us without us creating it, as in, do I have to need to ascend to a different galaxy? If you want to, see, you're involved. You're the one that's in charge of the ascension process. You're creating your ascension process. So, do I need to go through ascend to different galaxies? Well, what is it you're ascending to? It's just a location. But the third dimension, or the fifth dimension, or the ascension target right now is fifth dimension. So the fifth dimension is not a location. It's something that you create yourself. Your experience of fifth dimension will be what you experience, what you create for yourself. And that's why, getting back to what do we eat in fifth dimension? Whatever you want. If you want to eat, you can do that. Can I visit my family? Whatever you create for yourself. And those are the kinds of things that we don't really understand yet, but yet that's what we're learning how to do, is to become the creators that Prime Creator created us to be. And so it's a little bit of until we get all of the knowledge and the understanding, then we need to be sure that we're not downgrading ourselves or putting ourselves in a limitations, self-inflicted limitations. So it's important that we just understand that we are the ones in charge of the experiences of our life, and we're going to create the things we want, because that's what we do as creators. So we're having a difficult time going from the slave mentality that we have been raised in and are still having major problems with. We're trying to find the place where we can put our foot on the ground and start our ascension process. So that's going to be important for us to do. Now, we're not going to galaxies. We're ascending to the fifth dimension, which is whatever you create. How can we exit the current 3D Earth permanently through a solar flash? There can be some assistance given to us by the heavens to kind of push us through. It's really what you ask for. How can we exit the current 3D? Are you asking? And if you're asking and having communications with the spirit, then what does the spirit say? What would be the best place to find the answer to this question? Because the question is very personal. How can we exit? Well, how can you exit the current 3D permanently through a solar flash? If that's what you want, then that can be given to you. What do you ask for? What do you want to do? Because you're the ones in charge. Now, it's frustrating for me to say that and for you to receive that, but that's really the way it has to be. You are the creator. What do you want? And if you get a chance to talk with the higher ups, they're not going to tell you things. You have to ask, and then say, well, "What do you think about it?" I say, "Well, this is what I think," and then I, get out of the thinking, go into the heart, sort of thing, and find out what's going on there. That's the most important thing. But I'm the one that's in charge, and what I want will eventually come about if indeed I am fully charged in my intent is to ascend or to do whatever I've got on the plate at the present time. So we are the ones in charge of our dominion, our kingdoms. We don't attack somebody else's kingdom. And so we allow everybody to be who they are. And, I might get a little criticism from what happened this last week, but I apologize if it offended anybody. But the fact is that there are consequences. And those people that I want to work with Love One Society are the people I want to work with for the next 100 years or 1,000 years or whatever it is. I don't know what it's going to be. And, but I don't want people in there that I have to tiptoe around because they have an attitude. And so we're all going to create love and joy and happiness in our lives. So that's we are the ones that will be the creators of our experiences. So if we understand that basic and then not fight it, allow it to be true, and then adjust our lives to be sure that we're doing things that will help us as we go through some of these problems. So I
Very
hope
good.
that helps out.
That is great. And we are at the end here, so we will get set up for another question and be right back.
Okay.